Bali has long sold itself as paradise on a postcard. Sun-drenched beaches and spiritual retreats with a view. But behind the idyllic imagery, Indonesia's most famous island is wrestling with a less glamorous problem. Too many tourists, with not all of them spending enough, behaving well, or leaving the island any better than they found it. Well, now Bali's government thinks it may have found a solution, and it comes with an audacious travel requirement. Show us your bank balance. The island's Governor Wayan Koster is backing a proposal that would require foreign tourists to disclose how much money they've had in their bank account over the past 3 months before visiting Bali. The measure, part of a draft regional regulation on quality tourism management, is aimed at filtering out what officials describe as low-quality tourism. It also aims to make sure visitors respect the local culture.
The regulation is being drafted to ensure that tourists visiting Bali truly respect Balinese rules and culture, love Bali, and have sufficient funds. They shouldn't end up staying for 3 weeks with only enough funds for a week, only to end up stranded and committing crimes.
Well, if passed, the regulation would also require visitors to submit detailed itineraries. The idea is rooted in a growing frustration among local authorities. The island's governor says Bali welcomed just over 7 million foreign tourists in 2025. Well, that's an 11.3% jump from the previous year and the highest figure in a decade. While those numbers may thrill airlines and hotels, they have also brought overcrowding, environmental strain and a rise in incidents involving foreigners overstaying visas, working illegally or running out of money. Well, from the government's perspective, the policy is also about fairness. Indonesian travellers routinely face strict visa requirements when they visit Europe, the United States or Australia, often needing to submit bank statements and proof of onward travel. Bali officials, well, they argue that they would simply be asking for the same courtesy. And the proposal has found support among some lawmakers.
This is the quality tourism that the Ministry of Tourism has been targeting. This is also part of sustainable tourism efforts. In fact, I actually want this proposal to be implemented throughout Indonesia. We should avoid guests who bring problems instead of bringing profit to Indonesia.
Well, the backlash has been swift. Critics say the policy risks making Bali feel unwelcome and invasive, especially for budget-conscious travellers who still contribute to the local economy. Others argue that the proposal distracts from deeper structural problems, such as weak regulation of accommodation, traffic congestion, and environmental damage.
This is an inappropriate and hasty policy that will make people uncomfortable. The current policies do not resolve the real problems of tourism development in Bali.
Well, even if the political will exists, enforcing the rule may prove to be trickier than expected. Immigration in Indonesia is controlled by the central government in Jakarta, not by provincial authorities, which raises a fundamental question. How can Bali impose entry requirements that go beyond national visa rules? There's also no clarity on practical details. How much money would tourists need to show? Who verifies the documents, and how is privacy protected? Governor Koster says the draft regulation is nearing completion and could be enacted later this year. For now, though, it remains just a proposal, but it does indicate that Bali is serious about reshaping its tourism model while trying to maintain its popularity. The world doesn't fit in boxes, so why should your news? From battlefields to negotiation tables, from internet outrage to real-world injustice. The conversations everyone is having and the ones they're avoiding. It's the same show, but this new year, Firstpost America gets a new look. I'm Kerry Johnston, and this is Firstpost America.